Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Round Table. My name is Bra Mike. When you see me, call me Bra Mike, I'll respond. Yay. Alright, like we always do. Before we said you,
One.
welcome.
Cool.
Before we get into the issue, Charlie, before subscribe to the channel. I mean, you know that. Talk them something.
Charlie, guys, we are doing this for you, and you're also doing this for us. For you to enjoy most of our content, I would like you to kindly subscribe to our channel, One Voice Faculty, on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and IG. Charlie, subscribe my wife so that you'll be the first
subscribe
to receive our notification when we post any video.
Charlie, any video.
Guys, subscribe to our channel for more content.
Charlie, my guy. This one there, a big. I mean, every issue big.
Of course, I'd be. As I talk to me, I'll be the man for the big occasion. So once the issue big, then me are there.
Are you highly regarded in your church?
It's okay. Let's just put this conversation somewhere.
You get some cobwebs where you won't make any brown no, like some dark past to be uncle for one. How
dark past. I guess some. Just say it be quite confidential, but I sure say one day the time will come make I talk to people.
You sure say you get some?
Oh yeah, I get some. It be big matter, pan. I get some.
See where?
Hey,
Bro, Mike. I'm a young gentleman sold out to Christ. Though I am not in any leadership position in my church, I am highly regarded. My pastor sometimes seeks my counsel when he wants to make major decisions concerning the activities of the church. One thing I have not come to terms with is for the past 5 years since I became a Christian is my dark past. Recently, my church rolled out an evangelism program. The town within which the church is located was mapped into zones. Fortunately or unfortunately for me, I was selected as one of the leaders of the groups, and this group was to take charge of a certain zone. The zone that was cut out from my team is a place I was widely known for my notoriety. So on the day of evangelism, I hatched a terrible plan. When we were about to get to the border of the mapped out area, I got a call from my younger brother telling me that there was a situation at home which needed my immediate attention. All the while, my phone was on speaker, and so everybody around could hear the conversation. As considerate as my team was, they encouraged me to go home and leave the rest to them. The emergency call and putting the phone on speaker was all planned. I found out the next day that my team didn't win a soul. I knew the story would have been different if I was with them. My current life would have even done the work without any of my team members speaking, but they would have known that was my life and I was too ashamed. I can't stand the guilt. I am afraid I made hell happy. What should I
do? What you talk for the last part,
He's
afraid he made hell happy. Wow.
So I sure say even the people where they in former area then do things.
Yeah.
Where say they no give them a life to Christ. It be impaired. So as he talk them, say my life would have done the
magic, to win souls for the church.
Yeah. So
but I hope you know that whatever decision that we take in life, there is a force or something which is enabling us to take that decision.
Of course.
I don't think he just sat down to take this decision. Although there are some fabricated stories. For instance, where he told his brother or someone to give him a call Then he placed the call on loudspeaker for the members around to know that there is an emergency at home. So they would be able to give him the chance to go home, just to avoid the situation that he was about to approach.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a very serious issue. But like we said, we are here for the big occasion, and once we are having such a big issue, I believe we will do our best for him to know what he should do. But he shouldn't say that he has made hell happy. That probably he is just exaggerating, but he should just calm down when.
Well, I should say maybe a pick in motivation from one soul making heaven rejoice and all that.
You go really preacher now. You can't write really say I have made. Wow, so
but it is serious statement too.
Yes, of course. Probably hell is rejoicing. So
that all the people could have been saying that day.
Of course. But I would like to take a nosedive in relation to the issue that he has brought to us. Like I said, with any action or something that we do, there is a force behind it.
There is a force behind every.
So I would like to tackle this issue on 3 different angles.
Okay.
I'm just hoping I'll be able to summarize everything.
Flow. I should say.
But say as may his soul rest in perfect peace. Buddha. He says things are not the same anymore.
Christos SMP.
Things are not the same anymore.
Christos SMP.
There's one part of the song I really like, but say pa-na-na-na-na-na-nam,
pa-na-na-na-na-na-nam.
Christos SMP. So why would our brother do this? Like I was saying, I would like to look at this issue on 3 different perspectives. One, I'll look at the issue from the human perspective.
Okay.
Then 2, the motivation behind this action. Then 3, biblical perspective.
Okay.
So for the human perspective, 1, I think the decision that he took was a fear-driven action. Why am I saying this? He feared that because of what he has done in the past, if he goes into that same area again to preach the word of the gospel, there is a high possibility that those around will be saying negative things about him. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. I think the norm. So
because based on what he said he was very notorious.
Exactly.
So probably he was into gang, those
doing drugs.
I mean, so
chasing women and
someone can argue that at the moment he has changed or now he knows Christ. So there's nothing bad with it. But have you considered the if clause? So what if that thing doesn't happen? So he's just scared. Say we are Okonuma, Niamabone, he has already done in the past. Those around will be saying that where you will be preaching, he has done this, he has done that, he has done that. So what is the assurance that those that he came with are good people? For all you know, he's just a confident trickster trying to trick his way out to the people. You understand me? So I think this decision was just driven by what? Fear.
Maybe he take some examples from the Bible. Look at Paul. I mean, Paul, I saw persecuting Christians and later on changed and became Paul.
Yes.
Now, getting into the Christian fold will be difficult because we can't trust you anymore. I mean, how can you be persecuting us and later you tell us that you are part of us?
Yes, and you want to even preach the gospel from far, wide and near. So this is a classical example of what happened to Paul. So probably he's just scared. That maybe if you go there because of his past experience, the people around could talk, say, "Hey, you there? No."
So this decision be born out of fear.
Of course, that's how
with
whatever decision that we take, there's something behind it. He didn't just sit down to do the thing out.
Exactly.
Maybe he thought about it and what? Now I think this would be the best thing for me to do. So he calculated everything, made a plan out. That's okay. We do on
my plan. So wow.
Of course, so that means that there's a little bit of notorious smart decision. So I think it was just made out of fear. So for me, I understand him. And 2, instead of confronting the situation, he rather chose to avoid the situation,
which is bad.
But what to make him avoid that decision, that situation, still out of fear.
And me too, I think about the fear for your reputation at church. Yes. That his reputation will be tainted. So, I mean, in order to avoid tainting his reputation, he should do something to salvage his
reputation. Of course, so avoidance instead of confrontation. So he tried to avoid the situation that is possible to happen when he was there. Okay, you know, there's a saying in Twi that so classical example, men come in and for you know, once he stepped foot there and the people around, because he is well known to them, they begin to say things on the negative aspect concerning his life. What would the people around also think about him?
Exactly.
It's not anyone that will be like, okay, why are you training internet? There will be people. There are a lot of
a lot of Christians now are very judgmental. Yes. It's bad though.
So for all you know, the people that he was even going with, there are some Judas within them. You know, watching our comment, yes, or two now, like you talk on, where is his reputation again? So he felt that okay, then the crack can say that the men were saying for talking, so I'll not even want to go. And all this is born out of what? Fear. So now you understand me?
Yeah. I should say, like then saying, then guess some talk be say, if a ship is on the sea, it's better the ship faces the storm than try to avoid the storm. The moment it tries to avoid the storm, the tendency of the ship sinking is very high.
Yeah. So like you talk for, they be like critical metaphor part where you take digest the issue. So for him, he felt like okay, then let me avoid the storm, just to keep my reputation. And for me, I think probably if it were to me, I would have even done the same thing. I'm just trying to be in his shoes. I would have even
as human as we are.
So from the human perspective, that is what he would do. And with the lad, I think deception also played a role. And with this deception too, it's still born out of fear. In the sense that okay, now he sat down to have a calculated plan. A calculated plan that will let him leave the situation. And you know that with the points I've already raised, we can have classical examples in the Bible.
Yeah.
We can have 3 classical examples in the Bible.
Yeah.
When we are talking, when we get to that point, I'll begin to
preach.
I'll begin to expose those things. So it was also the fear also made him deceive the people out there.
So they highly regarded in his church.
Why we go
I should say maybe he they preach, he they
kabo, he tell the kabo. But actually fear day. So the decision too was born out of what? Deception. That is the human aspects, things that we can draw from what just happened. And now with the motivation towards his action, you can talk about his fear for the exposure. Okay, now I'm there. What will the people say? They will be saying bad things to me. Now he's scared that with the exposure, because I'm sure he's the main character in the group.
Yeah, he was a leader of the group. Yeah.
So there is a high possibility that lots of things that they will say, he'll be the one saying it. Now the one saying it, here lies the case Nyama Bonnie fan who say fun fram. So he is very scared about the situation.
But what he say it will now they think say the people will reject us.
That is one. But don't also forget that even without his presence, they didn't even win one. So that should tell the level of quote unquote bad, if I can put it that way, that should tell the level of bad the people in the community are.
They are baddest.
Probably for it sounds so. One compono omuko preaching or maybe or crab compo. So imagine he went with them and Kebeya war. Commercial mumpo. Because Bekase or Samba Beden Abedadom. So with the decision that he took, and I think to an extent, when you think about it very critically, it's a very good decision. But to an extent, there are lots of problems in relation to that. And he was also feeling that there would be shame around him.
True.
When you go talk to some people, they'll be like, "Oh, massa, you self left here. Why you don't know you wait last you shame or be ferry." It's in any obiana he or she can.
But I think it's also instructive, say if you were living a certain kind of life before accepting Christ, when you leave the place you were before, no, you should try and maintain contact with them so that pulling them to Christ will be easy. I'm sure this guy left them long ago,
and all of a sudden now
he comes again.
It's true.
So what should he do?
Okay, so let me just finish everything, and we will come to that. So what he did in relation to the biblical aspect, you can take Peter's scenario as an example.
Okay.
Peter, the one that finally Christ built the church upon. So as small the neighbor say, "Hey, I know you." Peter say, "Hey, So you see how we did. What will enable Peter's action towards that? Fear. No, so say no. He thought say Jesus, are you to them go do what? Then go shape up, then probably kill him.
Then Charlie, fear be massive weapon.
It be serious matter.
It be massive weapon.
Make we take Peter and one to the one side. Even Abraham. He enter
this one, he don't be my sister.
He wife be his sister.
Charlie, he dey fear.
He dey fear.
So the king fit kill him. Now me pay Obana or say or your wife. He
go kill you. It's like the guy in situation. He go there and go preach, give them then go feel what kill him too. So you see, so you don't be say like it be your fault.
Definitely.
You don't be saying
so my guy, you are not at fault.
You don't be saying
I mean,
as situation,
fear. We take certain decisions.
So you take Peter then Abraham self in the situation now. It be classical example where when Abuni do what he go inside. So for me, make you not just say he has made hell rejoice. It was quote unquote to an extent the right decision that what he took. But he should
pay the circumstances.
Of course, he should just pray to God and ask for forgiveness. I beg him.
Mercy.
Yes, he should pray and ask God for forgiveness. That okay, it wasn't soon I am ready.
If anyone sins, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ the righteous.
You should just pray to God and ask God for forgiveness so that our Father in heaven will forgive him. Then there are lots of places that he can go and win souls for Christ, not.
But I think he should take the bull by the horn, ask God for mercy, and not particularly tell the teammates, but he can also choose to tell the teammates.
Of course.
But he should go back there.
Of course. For that place, definitely he still has to go to that place because so although I side with him in relation to some of the things that he said, may God forgive him. Then still go back to the place.
Go back there. And for sure say maybe God save him, so say he will save through him, he will save the other ones. So my guy Charlie, pray to God for mercy. Go back to the place and win some souls for Christ. And this thing that he said, you made hell happy. Well,
no, you cannot make hell happy.
It sounds very poetic, Charlie. Otherwise, we are poet.
So, my bro, see, make I tell you something. The decision where you take, if it be me self, I go feel do the same thing. But I beg, pray to God, seek guidance, pray for forgiveness. And I still believe you have an accomplished mission at that same place. Go back there, preach to the people, and win souls for Christ. Your life is probably the best example that they can get to know how Christ is.
Even Paul called himself the chief sinner. So Charlie, you don't get issue. When
you're born in Saint Paul, your wife,
you don't get issue.
Go back and preach to them. Thanks,
Charlie, my guy. We forgo. Charlie, thanks for us.
Wow, Charlie,
you do well. All right, people. This is where we draw the curtains down on the program. But like I said before, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. One Voice Faculty, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Until next time, Charlie, stay blessed. We out.